Hello, everyone. I am Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode was an episode with a bunch of, dealing with the Crusades and everything, and we got a couple things. The people over at, the town over in the east said, hey, we got something for you if you want to come out and visit us, and excuse me, we also seem to have something going on with, Is that a... Huh. And we also seem to have something going on with, the Hellknights, so I think we need to go and visit the Hellknights. Am I only 5? Oh, right, Land stepped out. So we got you. You, and you. You know what? We'll take Ember. We don't take her much. I think this is fine. Alright. Anything else? Wait to see how things unfold. The demon army approaching. Alright, that one. Which Agaboy is gonna deal with. Okay, so we need to head over here to the Hellknights outpost. Oh, the armies are doing something, and something's happening back at, the Art of War. We'll, stop back and deal with that in a bit. I'm almost done with these. First things first. Setsuna, continue on with what you were doing, uncovering that. Agaboya, clear out this army. And army cleared out. Perfect. And... you know what? You can just mark this as... okay, then. Now, head on back up there. And Setsuna, what were you gonna do? You could probably clear out that demon army. Don't know about that one. Those two are very strong. Might be able to take out that one. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna leave you up here for a few minutes just to, like, recover some spell energy. You're doing nothing. Oh, right. We had forces that were going to join up with you. I forgot about that. Alright, moving on. Visit the court. We'll be doing that in a bit. First, we gotta deal with the Hellknights outpost. Okay, then. Excuse me. Don't you have... okay, for some reason, the Triceratops isn't showing up here. I don't know why.
You require my counsel? Wise.
Very, very strange and concerning. Okay, kill that Omox. And it's dead.
I sense something.
Pick up some things here. This figurine of a cat is engraved with a name that doesn't fit its appearance. Once activated, it grants the user a permanent +1 bonus on all skill checks and then vanishes. That is extremely good. You know what? I'm gonna give that to me. There, permanent +1 to everything. Sorry about my throat. I don't know what's going on. Regil scans the top of the hill. Wisps of smoke rise into the air, giving away the location of the Hellknight outpost. We must hurry and remain very, very alert. Tell me about your outpost. The outpost is situated on top of a hill. The main building has stout walls and small windows. It serves as a resting area for various Hellknight orders. Apart from my own troops, there are currently 3 chapters quartered here, as well as the permanent garrison. We stocked up on food and water. The gargoyles have taught us a valuable lesson, and now we're prepared for an aerial attack. What could have happened to the missing squad? Regil gazes into the distance thoughtfully. They were last seen in this very place. We must comb the area. I'm ready. Let's hurry. Alright. We've already killed one Omox. The Hellknights have thoroughly restored and reinforced these fortifications, which date back to the age of the First Crusades. So it's old then.
I won't let you.
More Omoxes, easy to deal with. And an Omox Befouler, now dealt with. Oh! A pale youngster practically prostrates himself before you. Finally, someone's here! And it's the Crusaders, too. Please, help me. I'm all alone and I don't know what to do. This lad's appearance perfectly matches the description of one of the cultists who were supposed to arrive with a lost escort. Regil notes dispassionately, gripping the handle of his weapon. Cultist? Me? No, I'm just an apprentice craftsman. They make us work against our will there. Calm down and tell me everything. Start at the beginning. He raises his light-colored eyes to meet yours. As you command. It's true, I worked in that workshop for, the Baphomet folks. But I didn't do anything wrong. They dragged us there and threw us in the basement. They made us work, fed us a little, but also beat us sometimes. And then these folks in black armor turned up, killed the guards, tied us up, brought us here, and left us. Please help me. I'm afraid to cross the world wound by myself. What happened to the black-armored knights who captured you? I'm telling you, they left us here. They brought us all the way here, tied us up, and then left us to die. And they laughed about it, too. Farewell, you cultist bastards. Either demons will eat you, or you'll die of hunger soon enough. They said that and left. There, toward that hill. I was the only one to escape. I untied myself and tried to hide. What did they have you doing in that workshop? All sorts of things. We made armor and stuff like holy symbols. We also made clothes and painted shields. They usually gave us an example, say a shield and an armor from the Order and such, and we had to copy it. In other words, they were preparing disguises so that the spies of the Ivory Labyrinth Templars could move unseen in Crusaders' camps. There's a malicious glint to Regil's eyes. Where are the other captives? There's no one else. The demons showed up and killed everyone. I was the only one who got away. Regil, does this make any sense to you? Regil growls through clenched teeth with an uncharacteristic passion. As far as I can see, he's an accomplice of the cultists and an accessory to their crimes. He must be interrogated harshly, tortured if necessary, and then executed if it turns out he knows nothing. Seems to me like the cultist is either lying or keeping something from us. Or even worse. The lad recoils and then, surprisingly deftly, jumps away from me.
Close ranks.
Fowler of Virtues. Okay, so he was possessed. One less demon. Splendid. Perhaps all the captured cultists were possessed by demons, and they assaulted the knights when they thought the moment was right. A reasonable assumption. Let's see what else we're able to find out. I must commend your shrewdness. We would have had it rough if you hadn't unmasked the demon. We must verify the claim that the knights returned to the outpost. Move out. The gates are wide open. There are no signs of weapon damage, claw marks, or any traces of magic. Alright, let's grab what we can here. No. Oh. The Hellknight outpost is shrouded in silence. The 3 chapters seem to have simply vanished, leaving only the pillars of smoke from their fires to testify to the recent presence of the living. That doesn't seem to unnerve Regil in the slightest. He dispassionately scans the empty camp as if waiting for something. Breaking the prevailing silence, a sudden musical laugh sounds harsh and almost sinister. Knight Commander! At last, I've been dying to meet you. Come on, don't be so sullen. Come on over and have a little rest after your journey. You can always stab me or hit me with a spell a bit later. If you feel like doing that at all, of course. Arushale narrows her eyes. Karanda. Arushale, my dear, you've found yourself such a charming friend. Come on over. Don't be shy. The demon gestures invitingly. Arushale's eyes are wide with worry. Careful, Fly. This is Karanda. She's my acquaintance. She's dangerous. Ivu looks around timidly. It's so scary here. Can we grab these tasty treats and find a place that isn't as scary? What an arrogant, talkative demon we've got here. I can see you've made yourself quite at home in our camp. What have we here? One of those black-armored blockheads? Why don't you join me and the commander for a little meal? Surely the mighty Hellknight isn't scared of a little temptation. The demon bats her eyelashes innocently. Regil subtly frowns. Surprisingly, he then steps forward without hesitation and sits next to the demon. Let's talk. Regil, don't you think we should refuse this demon's requests? The Hellknight permits himself an odd smirk. Sometimes it's useful to know your enemy. Alright, why is the camp deserted, demon? Karanda. My name is Karanda. As for the camp's inhabitants, well, that's a long story. Please sit, Commander. We have a lot to discuss. Alright, let's talk. The demon claps her hands joyfully. Falai Galasan, you have no idea how eager I was to meet you, and how quickly I got here when I discovered you were coming. Do you feel at ease talking to me in this shape? Because I can always slip into something more comfortable. With a snap of her fingers, Karanda becomes a golden-haired, bright-eyed young man, dressed in the white of a Sarenraean cleric. I can look like this. So likable, so trustworthy. Or if you'd prefer, this is my favorite form. It has driven so many crusaders out of their minds. The demon's playful pose oddly clashes with the strict, upright appearance of Queen Galfrey. Very charming. Now stop this farce, demon. Oh, Sir Knight, do tell me, aren't you bored with yourself? Every soul must feel something to get their blood pumping. Some are driven by avarice, others by lust, and others still by envy. And if you think you've managed to shield yourself from every vice and every flaw, well, that just means that you are blind, and your vice is the greatest of them all. Pride. Are you here to preach at us, or do you actually have something meaningful to say? The demon's expression grows serious. Oh, I apologize for the frivolity, Knight Commander. It's so hard to restrain myself. I blame those Hellknights. Ugh, no denizen of the Abyss could torture them as thoroughly as they punish themselves. But now, on to business. I have a rather unusual request. I'd like to become a crusader, and before 1,001 objections escape your mouth, think about this. Your fame precedes you by quite some distance. They speak of you even down in the abyss. We have never encountered anyone possessing such power. That is... so exciting. I even heard that a part of your power trickles down to your most loyal companions. So why would a clever lady like me keep on serving demon lords when instead there is someone so unusual and intriguing? I can't promise you I'm going to kneel before that Iomade of yours right away, but I have many, many interesting stories to tell about my friends from the Abyss. Of course, I can also be of personal use to you. Any shape you desire, remember? I'm not even sure which of your suggestions was more revolting, demon. Your effortless betrayal of your kin, or your filthy insinuations. Karanda's tail suddenly springs up, and its tip gently caresses Regel's cheek. Oh, do smile a little, Hellknight. This isn't hell yet. Only someone utterly mad would trust a demon. What's she then, a holy angel with a nimbus? Karanda points it to Arushale. Want to hear the time she and I spent a lovely afternoon with young twin brothers from an austere monastic order? You're growing tiresome, demon. Make your move and let's get this over with. I've told you what I want. Say yes, Falai, and in return, you'll get priceless knowledge about demonic and cultist activities, my small collection of trophies, and me. Say no, and you'll get nothing but the incessant whining of your Hellknight flunky. Enough! Don't even dream of earning my trust, Karanda. How very boring.
I will fight.
Begone, fiend!
Oh, look at that! She has allies. Take them all out. And an Uliodru, too. And down goes the Abyssal Hunter. Regil studies the corpse. His face is impenetrable. I'm not in hell yet. You refuse to listen to this winged abomination, Falai. That was commendable. Now we must examine the keep and look for any traces of our missing people. Wish I knew what she wanted from me. Regil nods as if approving of the question. Succubi excel at deceit and manipulation. Sometimes their lies come in several layers, the foremost of which distracts the victim from what's hidden below. We may never know what she really wanted, but at least now we're safe from her intrigues. Regil prods Karanda's wing with the tip of his boot. His voice is indifferent, and he deliberately avoids looking at Arushale. Too bad we're not always this vigilant when it comes to these sorts of abominations. Let's not tarry here. Onward! Yes, it's time to put an end to this curious affair. Indeed. Let's get to the keep. Karanda didn't really have anything of value, now did she? Haivu, you with us too? Few mortals, apart from the Hellknights, would dare settle next to a hotbed of the Blight. I'm sure. Loot there. The outpost appears is in perfect condition. Everything appears to be in its right place, and there are no signs of a battle.
I'm gone.
And over here, nothing. Couple Hellknights here. A tall man wearing black armor and a full helm salutes you with a sword. Knight Commander, you have rallied to our defense. We were forced to retreat under the onslaught of the demon Karanda and her lackeys. We held position for as long as we could, but we were sure to perish without outside help. Many of us are injured. Could you assist us, please? We hid the wounded in the back of the outpost so that the demons couldn't reach them as easily. Regil remains silent and calculating as he studies the knights. I was told there were 3 chapters quartered here, but yet your numbers are sparse. Where are the others? Unfortunately, they retreated prior to the attack. Had we stood at full strength, we wouldn't have let them to trap us here. I've heard that the cultists you recently captured were forging counterfeit armor of various knightly orders. Indeed. We've confiscated a large supply of such equipment, including some very peculiar pieces, like the armor of the Eagle Watch. I've just exposed and killed a demon who possessed someone. How do I make sure none of you are afflicted the same way? You can use defensive spells to make sure. Those possessed by demons cannot cross magic circles against evil, for example. Were any of you part of the group that escorted the captured cultists? Some were. They arrived just before the attack. Most of them are among the wounded now, but the rest fell in battle. Speaking of helping your wounded. Yes, Commander? Your story has too many inconsistencies. Regil permits himself a slight smirk. I was hoping you would see through their ruse, Falai Galasarn, and I'm not disappointed. I expected more from you, demon. Your cleverness won't save you, mortals! The demons were possessing more.
I'm sure they mean us no harm, right?
Fall!
Take them all out.
My gift to you.
And now the Angler of Vices. Dealt with.
Wait!
The ugly shadow hisses.
Let me ransom my life, Crusader. I have loot, much loot that I picked off the fallen. Surely it's worth the price of letting one poor soul slink back to the abyss.
The cultist hostage trembles with fear and fails to utter a word. His eyes are pleading. I don't need your handouts. The demon grabs the throat of a kneeling cultist with his claws.
Are you as deaf to compassion as you are to avarice? Have mercy on this mortal I used as a vessel. You lay a hand on me, he's dead.
You'll only commit more atrocities if I let you live. Die. The demon's death rattle reverberates off the walls. In his dying agony, he squeezes the kneeling cultist's neck with his claws, practically tearing the man's throat out. What about the surviving cultists? Should we interrogate them? They won't tell us anything we don't already know. Deal with them as you see fit. If you don't want to waste your time, the orders will take care of them later. We vanquished the demons, but we still don't know where the knights from the camp are. Regil casts a stern glance in your direction. Take a look around if you think it best. Then we must leave. It's time. It's a pity that happened. Oh, Arushale's a bit wounded. It's because of the confusion. Insanity. Restoration.
I will lend
Yeah,
my
you
aid.
know restoration.
Patricium Durinos.
How did that not... Oh, greater restoration. Okay. I think you do know heal, though.
Patricio Durinos.
There we go. Okay, some loot there. A security checkpoint, a precautionary measure highly characteristic of the Hellknights, flanks the entrance. Pick all the loot.
I've embarrassed myself.
You can get it.
I'm glad I was
There we
useful
go.
to you.
Got that. that. Fighting the bleaching, practical guidance. Okay, don't really need to read that. Let's head out of here then. Oh. Reinforcements? Paralictor Aminos Renth leans on his longsword. At last. How did it go, Paralictor Derenge? Exactly as it should have. Want details, Renth? Prod your signifiers. After all, your order takes such pride in them. And these must be the 3 missing chapters, right? Of course. Regil pauses, then deliberately continues in a louder voice so that Amenros and the other knights can hear him too. Everything that happened was, in a way, a show. We'd received reports about the location of several particularly cunning demons. Not the fighting kind, but those who specialize in deceit and temptation. We could have surrounded and destroyed their hideout, but instead we let them know that the Knight Commander of Dresden would soon arrive in our deserted camp. The fiends swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. How could any of them miss an opportunity to prove themselves by killing the new leader of the crusade? Demons love talking about the pride of mortals, but in fact they suffer from that vice far more than anyone else. Regil's smile is a cruel one. Now for the critical bit. My reasons. Even though the Orders knew a lot about the new commander's behavior, that information lacked veracity and consistency. For instance, it's always useful to know just how well your principal ally is able to resist deceit and temptation. And so, I suggested that they meet with Karanda and her cohorts. So you were testing me? Yes, I was. Someone had to, seeing that Her Majesty Galfrey of Mendev is so prone to bestowing titles and armies without a second thought. And yet, you can't claim that I was insincere. I made myself crystal clear when I stated my interest in your person and your unusual powers back when we first met. I also mentioned how important you are for the Crusade and our shared cause. We are at the vanguard of what is possibly the most important war of our age. No one can afford the privilege of blind trust with these stakes. I must concede, in a way I even feel obliged to do so, that you passed my test with flying colors. To my deepest regret, even some of my fellow Hellknights would have failed to impress me to this degree. Did it cross your mind that I could die during this test of yours? Regil seems to be slightly taken aback. Of course it did. Our main force was positioned nearby, and they were ready to advance at the first sign of real trouble. I was not going to deprive the Crusaders of their commander, and sow chaos among the already sorely undisciplined ranks. We can still work together, Regil, but don't you dare lie to me or test me like that ever again. Your demand is unreasonable. I understand that my actions can be seen as disrespectful or whimsical, but they were neither. Now that we've discussed everything, there's still a matter to attend to. Regil looks at the ranks of the Hellknights and raises his voice. Yakar Ankel, 2 steps forward. I hear and obey, Paralictor Derenge. We must speak about your role in recent events. You received my order to visit the Knight Commander in Dresden and feed her misleading information. How should a Hell Knight behave in this situation? Yakar swallows dryly as he tries to feign composure. A Hell Knight must obey his commander's orders. If his commander's orders directly contradict the tenets of the measure in the chain, or go against the order's interests, then the knight must report his commander to the higher order command. Regil's piercing gaze bores into the young knight. And what did you do? Did you report me? No, sir. With your permission, sir, I deduced that it was some kind of test for the knight commander. That didn't seem right to me, but you don't have my permission to blabber excuses, knight. You gave him an order and now you want to punish him for following it. Well, if the commander deems my verdict faulty, then we shall postpone this review of your actions. Dismissed. That is all. Thank you for your visit, Commander. So, he was doing this entirely to test us, to make sure we were actually, truly, here to help out the Hellknights. And truly to fight the demons. Knight Commander, if you wish, my armigers will show you a list of goods we offer. It includes both spoils of war and the items produced by our order's craftsmen. How long have you known Paralictor Regil Derenge? I've known him even from even before the World Wound and the Crusades. Regil is one of those gnomes who take forever to succumb to the bleaching. He was different once. He was bright. He was an armiger in the Order of the Scourge, then he transferred to the Godclaw, soared through the ranks, and started losing color. I can't be sure which of these three facts is the cause and which is the effect. Alright, let me see what you got. And I'm going to sell some of this loot. Sell that. Hasty Eradicator. 2 additional attacks during a full attack action. Oh, that would be good. +3 Radiant Mace. And Shock Composite Longbow. I need to hold on to some of those. Let's see. Mobility checks. Half Plate of Synergy. +1 Insight bonus to AC. Hellknight Helmet. Okay. Not much, but it's something. And with that, I am going to go ahead and end this episode here. Next episode, seems we got some things to do back at the city. So, that'll be in the next episode. Till then, I am Chester44. I'll send in his fly. That is me, Regil, Sociel, Arushale, Lan, and Ember. This has been a Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous, and I shall see you all next time.